Nadia, as someone who knows the 4x4 industry, what kind of permits do you need? How advisable is it to drive maybe by yourself or in a small group in the dunes? And which areas are accessible, seeing that it's all national park around here?
Yeah, it's the truth is anyone can get a permit. As soon as you're outside of Walvis Bay, you enter first the Dorp and then the number of Naude parks. For now, the Dorp is still a little bit unclear on where permits are required and where not. But to enter the park, anyone can buy a park permit at any of the MET, the Ministry of Environment and Tourism offices. And anyone can go to Sandwich Harbour and go trekking around the area on their own. I wouldn't recommend for somebody without proper off-roading experience. I wouldn't recommend it to try it on their own. We pull out a lot of people getting stuck. You've got a lot of salt pans in the area that look like really hard ground, but guys end up on their chassis, and it's a very treacherous area to get out of. Also, once in the dunes, you really have to know what you're doing in the dunes. They're always changing, and always people look at tracks that they find on Tracks for Africa, and they think that this track's always going to be the same, but the truth is every day the dunes are different. So you must really know what you're doing in the dunes. And also, once in the Sandwich Harbour area, you've got the dunes running right into the ocean, literally, and if you don't have the tides right, you will be in serious trouble, or you just won't get to see the area at all. So it is always more advisable to take a guide, unless if you feel you've got the experience, it's fine, but just let someone know that you're going, where you're going, and when you're going to be back. That's the main thing, so that if you're not back at a certain time, that someone will go and look for you, because there's no cell phone reception in the area, there's no, you won't reach on two-way radios, so it's just be careful about it. That's the main thing.
And what would you say are the most typical mistakes that people make?
The number one thing is not deflating tires. 70% of the people we find stuck still have 2.5 bar tires, and then they say, but we've already deflated our tires 1 bar, but they were at 3.5 bars. So we'd run our tires in a general rule between 1 and 1.2 bars, and you've still got a little bit of play to drop them if you have to. And then going off the tracks, if you don't know what's there, then don't go. It's just a simple rule. You don't know what the sand is like. There's some even on the dunes, there's some very soft patches, there's blind faces, you don't go off the tracks. It's the main thing. Stay on well-used tracks and stay together, but don't go on your own. We find cars on their sides on the beach where the beach is too steep and the guys get stuck between the high tide and low tide mark. Guys getting stuck in the middle of the pans where they've gone with a lot of speed through very treacherous sand, so they get 200 meters into the pan before they get stuck, and no one can get near them. So it takes literally days to get the cars out of there.
Helicopter airlift.
Yeah, we've had people stuck on the beach and then just walking into the dunes to find cell phone reception, walking in completely the wrong direction, and luckily found them sort of on the last. But yeah, it's a dangerous area and mustn't be taken lightly.